All right, well, obviously I love my Leathermans. I've got a pretty good collection of them. I've been using them and buying them and collecting them since early 2000, all the way from my very first Charge model that I got as a gift from my folks back in early 2000, 2003, I believe. This is what kind of kickstarted it for me with my love of these tools. I carry them with me everywhere. But I want to show you folks what I have found, what might be the holy grail of Leatherman knockoffs if you don't want to spend the money on these tools, because these are not cheap. But these are from ROCKTOL, and they are what I think to be kind of the holy grail of knockoff Leathermans if you don't want to spend the big bucks again to keep something in your, your fishing tackle box, your glove box, throw it in your wife's car, I don't know, whatever the case is. But I'm going to quickly review why I think these are so good and why the price point is absolutely insane for what you're getting, and what are some of the downfalls of not actually purchasing a Leatherman versus one of these little knockoff tools. So let's dive in. So here's my lineup of current Leathermans that I have, and this is the ROCKTOL. I'm going to pronounce it ROCKTOL, but this is what they're calling their 19-in-1 tool. So this is going to be the closest competitor to this tool is probably going to be the Wave, which you can see here is pretty much the exact same size. Yes, these are knockoffs, but comparing it to the Wave Plus, it's going to be the closest that I have. Pretty much the same weight, same profile, same pretty much all the same dimensions to the Leatherman Wave Plus. But this tool comes in at $34 on Amazon. The Leatherman Wave Plus is $120. So the price difference is absolutely insane how much cheaper this is. Again, if you just kind of want something to throw in a bag that you're not too concerned about. The overall fit and finish of this thing, guys, I was very, very surprised and pleased. I have bought many knockoff multi-tools in the past, and I literally have probably ended up just throwing them away or losing them or not even caring about them. But these, I was very impressed with how these came to me, just in terms of the machining, the manufacturing, everything about it is pretty good. Now, they're not quite as smooth as a Leatherman, of course, but they're not bad. So I'm just gonna run through the tool set on these things to not waste your time, but all of these ROCKTOLs are made with 3C R13 stainless steel, if anyone is interested in that. But to open these things up, and it's even got that little click, that Leatherman click, it's a lot easier to open. They're not as tight as Leathermans. And some of the fun things that I like to, on a Leatherman is actually breaking it in yourself. Because when you get a Leatherman, they are extremely tight, and the more you use it, the easier they are to actually open. So that's kind of I don't know, I like breaking in my Leathermans, but get this put away. But these actually come to you pretty loose. So you can see there's really there's no working in on these plier heads. Now the plier head, of course, you're going to get the needle nose tip, and if you can see the very tip of that, if I can get up close, it comes right to a point. So the needle nose pliers on this thing are pretty accurate. And of course you have your wire cutters. These are not replaceable wire cutters like the Leatherman Wave Pluses are, but I've never had a pair of wire cutters on any of my Leathermans break, so I'm not really too concerned about that. And in fact, I used to have the original Wave that I did lose that did not have the replaceable wire cutters, but you do have the wire cutters there. You've got your standard pliers, your needle nose pliers. But close this thing up, and let's go to the tools on the outside. So you've got your standard blade, and let's see if we can get a cut test on this. So that comes from the factory pretty darn sharp, guys. And I do like the blade profile on this. I like that it does not have any serrations. I like a full length blade on my multi-tools, so that's good. And it does have a little lock here that you just press in just like all your other Leathermans. Then on this side, you're gonna have the file. You can hear it click into place. It's got a good click once you get those things in. So you're gonna have your emery coated file on this side. Flip it over, you're gonna have your dual cut file, metal file, wood file, whatever you wanna call it, on this side. I've never really used a file, but to compare it to the Wave Plus, it does have that. Then on the other side, you're gonna have your serrated knife. Which is nice, and again, locks into place really positively. Close that down. And then on this side, you're gonna have your wood saw. Right there. And these, I tell you, the teeth on this are almost the exact same as the Wave. Let me get my Wave out. So Wave over here. So the Wave looks like it might be, nope, they're the exact same length of saw. So same there. Close this thing up. And then on the inside, you're gonna have kind of your basic tool set that deploys the exact same as the Leatherman, but you're gonna have a can opener slash package opener. There is a little bit of grinding on the end of this, so you can run it down a package and you know, open it up. You're gonna have a micro Phillips screwdriver. You're gonna have a standard slotted screwdriver, and then it comes with some scissors as well. And these all do lock, so I'm gonna put the rest of them back down and pull these scissors out. So those scissors are locked in place now. So a nice pair of scissors. And sometimes these scissors do get stuck, and it's the same with Leatherman. And when you pull these out, you kind of have to fiddle with this little spring bar. Just move that spring bar up, and then it'll allow you to start using your scissors. But again, the lock's here on the back, so you press this down and fold in the tool set. So that's going to store in the handle. Then over here, the main difference between this and the Leatherman is you're going to actually get a full 1/4 inch drill driver, unlike the flat 3D type bits that come with Leatherman. So the good thing about this is that you can use all of your standard bit adapters. So it is not magnetic. This that comes with the tool actually has a little ball detent on it that helps it kind of stay in place. But if you have any of these quarter bit drivers, it will work on this tool. A Leatherman uses these guys, these flat bits that are kind of proprietary to Leatherman, so you cannot use these in this. It does not fit. Let's put that back up. So I do like the fact that it does give you the option to use your standard 1/4 inch driver bits. It's not magnetic. That would be great if it was magnetic, but it is not. And then lock it back, close it in. And there you go. The only thing that this thing is missing that I love on my multi-tools is a pocket clip. A lot of people use the sheath, and it does come with this sheath, which is very similar to a Leatherman. It's not quite as heavy duty canvas, but again, it's $100 less, but it's still a nice sheath. Belt clip, belt loop on the back. But a lot of people use sheaths. I don't like using sheaths on my belt. I like pocket clips, and this does not come with a pocket clip. But it's just, you know, again, I've had a lot of these little knockoff Leathermans, and they've all been trash. And this one seems to be pretty good quality for $34. So this will definitely keep a home with me either in my RV or my truck or my toolbox or wherever. But it just feels good. It's got some heft to it. It doesn't feel like Chinesium stuff that we are, you know, all used to. So I'm pretty pleased with this little tool. 34 bucks. Now the next one that I want to show you folks is their big guy. This is their 29-in-1 multi-tool, and this is going to be as closely related to the Leatherman Surge that I have probably. So they're both pretty much, again, the exact same size. This is pretty much a copy of the Surge. And you're going to get pretty much the same tool set as well. So let me just go on the outside of these tools. Well, actually first, let me show you the sheath. So this comes with a few goodies. So it comes with this sheath here, and it comes with these 1/4 inch bits as well. So they give you a few extra bits that store right into the sheath, front of the sheath pocket. They also give you a little Torx driver to tighten and loosen some of the components on this thing. They give you some replaceable wire cutters, and a couple of extra wood saws, and I'll show you how that works in a second. So all of that comes with this particular model. Now this model comes in at $49. The Surge is $149. So $100 less than the Leatherman Surge. And again, the fit and finish on this thing, it's kind of remarkable how well they were able to copy the Leatherman, to be honest. But just the fact that it feels good in the hands, and I don't see any issues with it. So let's go on the outside of the tools first. So over here, you're gonna have your serrated blade. And again, nice positive lockup. Then on this side, well, let's go to that last. Then on flip it over, you're gonna have your main blade right here. And let's do a cut test on this one. So, comes from the factory, very, very sharp. I mean, you're as sharp as you're gonna need it for a multi-tool. On this side, you're gonna have a big pair of scissors, and this is kind of what I was talking about on the scissors. So when you deploy it, they're you might think they're kind of stuck and they're not gonna work. You have to kind of push open this, and then push up this little spring bar, and this is true for Leathermans too. There you go. Now your scissors will work. Okay, but again, nice lockup on these things. And these will cut, obviously, just fine. Get these closed in. Now we'll go to this side. So just like the Surge, it comes with a kind of like an emery file, and then again, your dual cutted regular file over here, but this is replaceable. So if you've got any T-shank, Bosch, whatever, jigsaw blades, you can open this thing up and, whoops, and replace it. And that's what this extra saw blade that they shipped with came with. Now these are a little bit too long. You can get shorter saw blades, but to put them in, they just fit right into that T-shank, just like so, and you can close it up. Now you've got a wood saw if you want to carry this around. The only problem is this particular blade is too long. You cannot fold it back in, but you can get shorter blades to actually fold into the handle of this thing. But I just love that you can replace this thing, and you can carry, I mean, there's so many different styles of T-shank saws that you can get and, you know, stick in your sheath, but I'm just gonna put the file back in for now. And there you go. Close that up. Now opening it feels pretty much similar to every Leatherman. And again, it's a little bit not quite as tight as the Leathermans that you get brand new. So you can see here, it does just kind of fall open, which some might like, some might not like. Sometimes I do like to have a little bit of tension on my pliers when I'm up above or trying to tighten something down. When these start flapping around, it's a little bit more difficult, but there is absolutely no having to break this thing in, so to speak. So you can see here you do have the replaceable wire cutters, that it does come with an extra set for you. You're gonna have wire crimpers down here in the bottom. You're gonna have your needle nose, and see if you can see, get a good shot of that, the tip of these things. So there is maybe a fraction of a millimeter off on the tip of those. I mean, I'm being super nitpicky, but overall, they're pretty nice. So coming in here on the inside of the handle, you're again gonna have your same 1/4 inch bit driver that you can use all your standard bits with, that is locking, and you can, of course, fold your handle in and use this in this fashion. But let's get this put back in here. And then on the other handle, let's open up all these tools. So you're gonna have a nice awl here with a thread hole. If you do use awl, I find these are really good for opening packages, to be honest, not for actually drilling and using it as an awl, but you got the awl, you've got the larger Phillips head. You've got the smaller Phillips head, little mini pry bar if you want. And then you're gonna have your can opener / wire stripper / hook. There's a lot of uses for this little tool here that I found, but it does come with that as well. And that's essentially it, folks. Again, I just wanted to show you that you can spend a lot less money if you don't want to you know, shell out all the money for a new Leatherman. These are the best that I have found in my few years of buying little clones for Leathermans to throw in bags that I'm not too worried about. Overall, folks, I'm really kind of happy with these things. And again, this one goes on Amazon for 49 bucks. This one goes on Amazon right now for $34. So, you know, you're not going to cry a river if you lose it or if these get dropped in the lake or whatever. But overall, I think these are nice little multi-tools, you know, if you don't want to spend the money on these Leathermans. So folks, I kind of hope that helped. I will leave a link to both of these down below in the video description if you want to check them out. I honestly don't think you can go wrong with these. You can't sit and nitpick them all day long and say that they're not Leatherman, and they're not. They're $100 less than a Leatherman, but they're not a bad option if you don't feel like spending that money, or if you're not a collector like I am of Leatherman. So folks, there you go. These are the ROCKTOLs or ROCKTOL little multi-tools, and they have many more different options of multi-tools on Amazon that you can check out. Some are kind of similar to the Signal that come with an actual ferrocerium rod. There's many different options of these things, but yeah, guys, go check them out if you're interested. And until next time, we'll see you soon. Take care.